Parents, I need you to hear me very carefully on this one. We're going to dive a little bit deeper. Like, one of the greatest misconceptions about boys is that if they're struggling, they will simply tell us and let them know exactly what's going on so we can help them fix it. Unfortunately, that usually never happens or won't happen, because that's just not how boys communicate, if we be honest. Boys often don't communicate with words, right? They begin to communicate through their behaviors, and most of the time it's the lack thereof. Think about it. What if I told you your son may be asking you for help every single day and no one ever realized that he's asking? I've been there before. I've struggled with it myself. He isn't going to say, "Hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, Mr. Washington, I'm depressed. I'm struggling. Low key, I'm afraid. I'm lonely. What about this one? I'm overwhelmed with life and I don't know what to do. Where to turn?" But instead, he begins to say, "Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to nobody. Get out of my room. I'm fine. I'm not taking my hoodie off. And nothing's wrong." We've seen it. I want to help you, parents. It's not that they don't care. It's not that anything doesn't matter to them. Parents, I've spent years working with our teenage boys, and I've learned a few simple techniques over time and a few things to look out for that I'll never forget. And it's simply this: the loudest boys are not always the one who struggles the most. Sometimes it's the quiet ones that we really got to be concerned with and pay attention to. Sometimes it's the boy that smiles all day long that you'll never think has any issues, right? Or sometimes, what about this one? It's the star athlete that everybody praises. Sometimes it's even the honor roll student, the one we just know he has it together. What about this one? Sometimes it's the boy that everybody believes is doing just fine. That's that young Cedrick. But guys, today's episode isn't about fear. It's about the importance of awareness and what to look out for to really help our sons. Because boys don't simply develop physically. They develop over time, emotionally, mentally, socially, and spiritually, guys. And these things has to be developed and cultivated. That means their developmental needs are created by developmental warning signs that we sometimes miss as parents, mentors, coaches, and teachers, and all the above. With these 7 warning signs, parents, I'm going to show you things that you probably never paid attention to, but you will never ignore again. And that's warning sign number 1. Warning sign number 1. Your sons begin to isolate himself. That's very important and something we need to pay attention to. Isolation is one of the first places boys often retreat when they're struggling and they don't know what to do. He spends a lot of time thinking and not talking to anyone. Less time engaging and less time laughing. And it's something we got to pay attention to and actually concern ourselves with. And less time participating with athletics or with their peer groups. Like, one of the things I want us to do as parents and mentors is please don't simply ask, "Hey, what's wrong? Is everything all right?" Begin to ask, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second? What changed?" More powerful, right? But warning sign number 2. He suddenly loses passions for everything. All at once. Just don't want to do anything. Sports, reading, school, leadership opportunities, things he fell in love with over the years. Now, suddenly, he don't want to do it anymore. Healthy relationships doesn't even matter. He doesn't want to call you back or respond to text. Boys don't always lose motivation because they're lazy. Sometimes they're just emotionally exhausted and don't know what to do or where to turn. But that's where we come in. Here's warning sign number 3, guys. We all seen this one before as well. He begins to start taking on different characteristics of other people, depending on who he's watching, depending on who he's listening to, right? He has a home version, and then he has another version at school. We've seen that one all too many times, right? Right? And that other version, when he's around those certain group of friends that we like and some we don't like. Identity confusion produces instability. I'm going to say it again. Identity confusion produces instabilities. Parents, their behavior is communicating so many things, but we have to pay attention and never stop asking ourselves, what developmental needs is his behavior attempting to communicate that I might be missing in this moment? because it can't always be on him. He's learning from somewhere, right? We're not simply raising children, guys. I want you to think about this. We're not simply raising children, but we're developing future husbands, fathers, leaders, and servants in our community that's going to make this world a little bit better because they were here. And we have to help them with that development process because, guys, I know we may know it and some of us may not know it, but girls actually develop faster than young boys. Whereas young boys, their frontal cortex is not fully developed. And so when they do crazy things, we say, hey, why did you do that? And you get the, I don't know. And I'm not giving them a get out of jail free card with this one, right? But guys, honestly, sometimes they really don't know because their thinking capacity has not been fully developed and framed from experiences as well as environmental conditionings, as well as learned behavior. And so this is where that repetition of the development comes in for us as parents, as coaches, as educators and leaders to help mold them and shape them until their body catch up to things they should have reps in to make better decisions in their life. And so these 7 signs we definitely want to pay attention to. We definitely don't want to overlook. And we want to actually start practicing every day to ask the right probing questions so we can get real answers to really help them on their journey. And so in the second part, guys, I'm going to dive deep in the solution portion of it so that we can really help our young men develop as well as get in front of these changes before they happen. As even with, and I forgot about one thing too, their hormones, their bodies are changing, right? So that also plays a part in their psyche and their decision making. And so once we see these behaviors, it's not always a discipline issue, but now we can get in front of it and give them the help that they need. And so our young man can be ready, make better decisions, be better people, and actually walk in their assignment as well as fulfill their ultimate potential. So we'll dive deep in part 2. Guys, stay tuned. We have so much more where that comes from. Thank you. And we are back. Here's warning sign number 4. Your son stops believing he even mattered to the world anymore. He begins to give up on himself silently. But parents, I want you to listen closely to the body language that they use, right? Nobody cares. I'm stupid. It's like I'm not even good enough. We've heard these things before, right? What's the point of it all? I don't see how any of this even makes sense. Parents, never underestimate the power of repeated language. I repeat, never underestimate the power of repeated language from boys. Like boys becomes what they repeatedly believe. We become what we repeatedly believe. Here's warning sign number 5. We cannot miss these things. We have to stay tuned in and tapped in. He begins rejecting healthy relationships. Oh my goodness. I cannot tell you guys. Boys desperately need 3 things. Number 1, they need a sense of identity. They need to belong to a brotherhood, a positive one, of course. And he needs to have a purpose in his life, something that's driving him. When boys begin to withdraw from all 3, something not only deserves our attention, it demands our attention. Parents and educators and mentors and all the above. Here's warning sign number 6. He becomes emotionally unavailable. We heard it, we've seen it, we know how it affects us. Parents, emotional control is not emotional suppression. And I know a lot of times we get things mixed up, think it's oranges and apples, but it's not. Boys should absolutely become strong men, right? Every boy is a man in process. Strength and vulnerabilities are not enemies. They can coexist because every great man that you know and I know, they possess both. And the final warning signs, parents, educators, and all the above. Number 7, he stops dreaming about his future. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and we've seen it. This one breaks my heart the most, right? When you begin to ask boys, what do you really want to become in life? And I want you to listen very, 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 very carefully. Because greatness always has something to become. Purpose produces hope. Hope produces perseverance. We know this stuff, even though they're learning it. And perseverance produces transformation. And they're missing it, parents. And we know it, but we're not doing anything. Parents, if your son has stopped dreaming, don't simply discipline him or try to force your way into him, making him see what you see. Give him some time. Help him discover what is important in his life and what he really wants to become. I want to leave you with this one final thought. and it will change your life, and it will change your sons and your students. The goal isn't producing perfect boys. Absolutely not. Because we as adults are not perfect. We miss the mark. But it's about intentionally developing great men. And it starts from their habits now. So please remember this. I would like to leave you. Boys never really announce I'm struggling. I lack the confidence that I should have. But they communicate things a little bit different. When you see the isolation, when you see the awkward behavior, I'm always wearing a hoodie, I want to stay in my room. Those are fear tactics. Those are silent cries for help. Those are channeled anger and frustration that they don't really know how to handle. And so they begin to withdraw as their default system, guys. But we have to see through these things, right? They're not hopeless. Your son doesn't need perfect parents. They need the right development, the core habits and structure in place, and us loving them through this process. He needs parents, right? Of course, you are parents, but he needs someone willing to say, I got you. I'm here to listen. I love you, and I'm proud of you. He needs someone that's willing to remind him that his mistakes are not his identity, and he still has a long way to go and a lot to learn. Because every boy deserves someone, I repeat, someone that's willing to fight for him and the person that he's becoming along the way. Because none of us got here overnight. Today's boys are tomorrow's fathers. I'm going to keep saying this, guys, because I really want this to sink in so we don't think about it like this. And that development process has to take root right now. So when we notice these 7 signs of changes in their behaviors, changes in their attitude, changes in their performance in the classroom, as well as maybe in athletics with their peer groups in sports, we can start utilizing these skill sets right now and to help them make better decisions, to help them really unpack the things that they've been dealing with mentally, and to show them they have a way out and life isn't over, right? And you don't have to be perfect, even though they may feel our expectation is for them to be perfect and A++ students. When truthfully that doesn't exist and that person doesn't exist. But what we can do is help them develop into the man that they can be, the man that they're gonna be.